Hi, welcome. Come on in. How are you doing today? I'm Elo. It's nice to meet you. So what brings you in today? Trying to get a little pre-holiday shopping done? Smart. Well, what kind of items do you think you're looking for? Mainly necklaces? Okay, that sounds good. I actually have a pretty wide selection. We have some that are more casual and some that are a little more elegant, a little pricier. Just want to see them all. Okay, that sounds good. Well, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to stop and discuss further or put aside for you, if you know already. And I'll try to give you some information about each piece. And at the end, if there's anything you select, we can gift box it up for you and have you on your way. Okay, great. Well, would you like to start with the more casual pieces or the more elegant pieces? Elegant, okay. Sounds good. Well, one thing to start with always is a classic strand of pearls. This is a sort of short strand, so it'll fall right around the collarbone. It's very pretty for especially a dress that has maybe a high boat cut or some sort of neckline that would allow for a higher resting necklace. And these are authentic pearls. They're very smooth. They have a nice creamy natural pearl color. And this clasp is pretty traditional, kind of ornate. You simply slide the hook out, and to close, simply slip the hook back in and push, and that'll be nice and closed for you. Okay. Did you have any questions about this? Yeah, you can hold it here. They do feel nice, right? They always sort of have that cool feeling about them, so I find that they feel really good, especially if the wearer has to be in a more heated area or some sort of indoor function. I just think it's really refreshing to have a nice, cool necklace resting on your collarbone. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so did you think you wanted to see more things in the same sort of family? Okay, yeah. I do have a few more. This one is these are not real pearls, these are synthetic, but it's a very pretty shape. It's definitely longer, as you can tell, than the previous pearl set. And it does have multiple options for length, so you can make it a bit longer or a bit shorter, but again, it's not going to quite be as short. It'll still probably fall near the clavicle, but maybe a bit lower. It's more of a statement piece since it does have this grouping towards the bottom. Makes a nice teardrop when you're holding it up, but on it's very elegant. It looks much more high-end than what the price tag is, so that's always a benefit. And it has this really nice twined, almost braided sort of look wrapped around, so I just think that it's visually very interesting while it's still a classic pearl look, and it's not that heavy. Yeah, it's surprisingly light, but still a really nice piece. Gonna think about this one, okay? Alright. Do you like those chunkier style? Yeah, okay. Well, I do have also this one, which is more of a costume sort of pearl set, but it goes really well with a lot of different sort of outfits. These pearls are such large beads that you can wear them more casually as well. For example, with a jeans look, Yeah, they're very pretty though. I know I've sold one other of these, and it was a while back, and my customer always comes back and tells me how much of a hit these are and how many compliments they get. So they do have the pearl luster, and I think that this manufacturer does a really good job of making them look like the sheen and luster of a natural pearl while still having the affordability of synthetic. Yes, and this one, the clasp is a bit more hidden on this one, but it's the same sort of plug style or similar. It's a little even easier because you just have to slip it, push right back in, and there's no hook involved with this one. The only negative would be is that if you're wearing these and doing some sort of activity outside, I would say that this clasp is a little bit less reliable. But if you're just going to wear them gently as sort of your accessory for a less rigorous activity, it has no issues whatsoever. I've never had anyone complain about them falling off or losing them. So yeah, that's a good question though. So far you like the wrapped pearls the most? Okay. Well, I do have another one. This might interest you. This one is not a full pearl set, but it's a mixture. It's got these beautiful braided silver chains, and there are 3 layers to this necklace. They all come to slightly different heights, so when you wear them, you can see the full spread. It's a very nice cascading look. And these little honeycombs of silver catch the light very beautifully and look really, really nice and elegant. And they can really liven up any sort of outfit. This again is one that I would say could be worn more casually if you wanted to, or it could be used in a much more elegant setting. So I think the versatility of this necklace is definitely the highest, I would say, of the ones we've seen so far. Yes. Did you want to hold it? Sure. Here you go. Just want to take a look. There you are. I think it's really, really pretty, and there is some sort of grayish undertones to these beads as well. So that definitely helps with the styling technique that you can go for. I think you have a lot more options when you have that multi-tonal look going on, but it still has the elegance of the pearls. You like this one the best so far? Okay. Would you like me to set it aside for you in case you decide on it? Sure, absolutely. So we'll put that one off to the side for now. Okay, and that is the best of our pearl series. Did you want to move into pendants or more casual looks? Okay, sure. Well, this is actually a good transition to the casual. This is not a pearl strand, but it's in the family based on the look. These are actually a silverish blue color, and they're very complimentary of blue eyes. It kind of looks like ice when you're wearing it around your neck, and it can really bring out those blue eye tones. Yep. There's something very interesting about it too, since it is this silvery blue color rather than a standard pearl color. And I find that these also get good reviews as being very attention grabbing in a good way. They get a lot of positive compliments. Okay, so think about that one too. Perfect. Okay. Are we moving too fast? Do you have any questions? Everything is returnable and refundable, so in the event that you have a second guess before you're presenting your present, or if you think that the recipient would like to make an exchange, there's nothing wrong with that. It happens all the time. And we just want our customers to be happy, so I'm not concerned. Anything that you buy, as long as you don't try to return it broken, will be fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it'll come with a gift box and a cleaning cloth. Okay. Great. Well, continuing on if you're ready. Excellent. So the next necklace that I have is one of the more casual, as we were talking about, but very pretty. It's this really nice crystal and pink crystal flower, and it really looks nice in the light and has a standard silver chain. Yep. And I find that this is a good casual necklace because the color is so bright and eye-catching that it's still noticeable and workable as a strong piece if you think the person you're buying for is into that sort of thing. I know not everyone wants to have eyes on them, but I think this one is just really lovely. It's so simple, but it really speaks a lot, I think, and kind of reminds me of a cherry blossom. Yeah, and it could look nice with a variety of outfits, variety of colors. I think brown tones, blue tones, most cool tones would probably look nice, but also it could be worn in the spring or summer with maybe yellow or green. Yes, it's very versatile in that sense, especially since it's so small. Right? You want to see something a little bigger? Sure. It's sometimes good to have a comparison like that. This is one of our largest pieces that we'll look at today, unless you need me to pull something from the back. It's sort of almost like a starfish, and it's a clear acrylic, and on the inside it has all sorts of little glowing beads, and actually the whole star glows in the dark, so it looks very neat at nighttime as well. This is a really good necklace to transition from day to night, and even though it's not the most high end, it's still very nice for a beach day or some sort of long eventful day with friends or family that's not too high class. It also has these really, really soft and lovely beaded chains to connect to the pendant. And these are just simple plastic beads, but they are so small and fine that they feel really, really comfortable. And you can sort of roll them in your fingers and get an idea for how they'll feel on the skin. Yes, it's nice, right? So it's a very comfortable necklace, and just one that would be, like I said, great to transition from day wear into evening wear because it is so comfortable and has that special glow in the dark effect at night, which is always something that stands out. Yeah, definitely a little more attention grabby than the previous one. Right. Well, we do have now sort of more of our pendant style, and this next one is almost in the pearl realm just because of the way that it looks, but it also has a pendant. So this is more of a transitional necklace. This is an older, more antique piece. It's not a newly manufactured piece, so we've acquired it. And it's this really beautiful dusty rose color. And the pendant at the bottom is a nice, almost translucent stone encased in a gold frame. You can see that there. And when the light hits this, it's very pretty among a lot of different skin tones, especially darker skin tones. I think that this light rose color stands out and looks really beautiful. Yeah. And this one again is a little bit longer. We're moving into the more pendant style as we were talking about, so it is going to fall a bit lower and might look nicer with a dress that has a bit of a lower cut or a top that has a bit of a lower cut. Right. It's still very feminine and soft while being a statement piece, which is something that I really enjoy. And each of the beads are actually handcrafted along with the pendant out of the same nice material, which similarly to pearls remains quite cool no matter how long that you wear it. So this is just a nice, loving, tender necklace that looks good on all sorts of occasions, but might be a little more fancy than casual, right? Okay. Let me see here. The only other somewhat short necklace that I have is, well, I have two more, I suppose. This one here is a Tiffany & Co. And this is in the more traditional chain link style that you may have seen a number of years ago and somewhat coming back into fashion again. And this is, as I mentioned, an authentic Tiffany & Co. So this is another piece that we've acquired over time from a previous owner, but it has been authenticated and will come with all the original boxing if you so choose. Yes. This one is a bit heavy. It's definitely a piece that you will notice when you're wearing it, which some people like and others don't like, so I think that would depend on who you're buying it for. Personally, I don't mind. Sometimes it makes me feel better to know that my piece is there, especially when it's something on the more expensive range. But some people really prefer the lighter feel, so I would say if the person who you're buying for doesn't wear a lot of jewelry or wears mainly rings, earrings, not a whole lot of necklaces, I would probably stray from something like that. Okay. Well, we can definitely do lighter. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 pendant necklaces that I'd like to show you before we wrap up. I think that each one of these has its own value and its own sort of feeling and story to it. So these are definitely going to be the widest variety of what we've seen so far, and I will let you know if they're on the lighter side, heavier side. There's really only one that's on the heavier side, and I know we're trying to get away from that. The rest of them are feather light and not very noticeable. The only thing I will say is that that makes it easier for the pendants to become twisted or out of position. So if you're looking to buy for a special event, or you want to be sure that your necklace is going to stay in place for the whole time, then you probably would not want to suggest wearing one of these pieces to someone. Okay. Well, since you're looking for all types, we might as well. Okay. Alright, so we'll start with the heaviest and work towards the lightest. That'll be easy. This one is a very nice, bold pendant. I call this the pineapple because it sort of looks like a big old pineapple at the bottom, but this is actually really one of our best sellers. It has an incredibly pretty shimmer to it in the light, and it looks extraordinary against a black top or just against the skin. Again, if you have a more low-cut outfit on. I know I keep saying you, but you understand. Yeah. The chain is significantly thicker than the other pendants that we'll see, and it has a box style to it, which is less common but very comfortable and does a very good job of not getting tangled in any hair. So if your recipient has long tresses and is planning on wearing their hair down, this pendant is sure not to get snagged and cause any of that stinging or take any hairs out accidentally. It is slightly adjustable. There are maybe a little more than an inch worth of excess eyelets for you to choose from. And most people just put it towards the center since the length isn't that drastically changed. However, sometimes it's just the right amount to fall where a customer wants it to, so it is nice to have that functionality, even if it only comes in handy once. Alright. Okay. Maybe that one's not quite the wardrobe. Okay. Well, we've also got, this is a bit more elegant, but still something you can wear on a daily basis, and it has a very fine chain, which is silver, and the pendant itself here, if I can get it to lay straight, is incredibly pretty, sort of mother of pearl, pearlescent teardrop, and the teardrop is lined with small diamonds. There we go. So it's sort of encrusted around the shape. And again, this looks really pretty in the light. And this one you can actually, since it's a classic pendant, as long as the chain is a fine chain that will fit through the small hole of the pendant, you could put this on a shorter or longer chain, and it would look just as beautiful either way. Yes, I always recommend that one to people looking in that style because I think that it has a sort of vintage and aged look, but it's something that you can easily modernize as well. So as far as versatility goes for the pendants, I would say that that one is the most workable and goes with the most style. Okay, considering that one as well. Okay, great. Alright, let's see what we have here next. Let's go with this one. This is another very fine chain, and this is a silver. And the reason why I love this chain so much is because it is so fine that it allows the pendant to look as if it is floating on the wearer's neck. And as you can see, this pendant is made up of one center diamond and surrounded by a number of other diamonds, which almost create a little floral look, like a small flower. And these are all authentic, certified diamonds. And again, I just think that the beauty of this necklace is that if you're wearing something very simple, very elegant, or even if you're just in a more casual outfit but want something not too showy but beautiful to have just suspended, it usually sits very nicely beneath the throat, which to me is the sweet spot for this sort of necklace, and just has a really reserved look that I think is very pretty and gives a nice sense of calm and just an inviting sort of look. It's not too gaudy or showy, but it's still professional if you want it to be, elegant if you want it to be, or even casual. Yep. Yes, and we do actually, we make this sort of setting here in the store. So in the event that you like this look and you want it to be a little more personal, you can always bring in, I've had people bring in their grandmother's or grandfather's old rings with the diamonds in them, and we'll very gently remove those and create a setting that can then be worn as a necklace. It's sort of a nice alternative to having to wear the full ring. I know that family heirlooms are important, but sometimes the style is not a full match for the next generation, so I think that that's a really good option, and it's something that a lot of people actually are opting for these days. Yeah. That's not something that's probably going away, so if now is not exactly the time for that, that's still something that you can keep in mind for the future, and I'm sure that we can get that sorted out when the time comes. Okay. Alright. And as far as the next option goes, this is not as fine of a chain, but still quite fine, especially for the size of the pendant. And one of the really nice things about this particular pendant is that it has a really beautiful vintage look to it. So it also has a really well formed back to the heart here. So in the event that it sort of spins around at any point during the day, it's still just as beautiful from either side. Again, this is on a long chain, but could be shortened. I find that the weight of this pendant makes most people want to keep it on a longer chain and wear it as more of a everyday piece. You like this one? I do too. I think that it's really pretty, really unique. Not something that you see all the time. So that even though it's a bit more not as flashy, I suppose, it's got more of a demure sort of quiet feeling to it, but it still is really visually interesting and not something that people see often, so something to remark upon. Yes. The next piece here is a gold chain, which we haven't seen any of so far. Not sure how you feel about the gold versus the silver. You think she'll like them both? Okay. Well, that's perfect then. This one is an older acquired piece again, so the sort of timeless look about it is quite genuine. It's comprised of 3 diamond encrusted areas. The first one is almost like holding it like a bolo tie, and then beneath we have the rest of the hanging necklace, which I think that's a very beautiful design. And it falls with a heart and the diamond ball, like a little disco ball. And this is one that I think does really well year-round, and with a number of different outfits it can have that sort of special something. Okay, you liked that one as well? Okay. Yeah, I can set that aside for you. Okay, and we have 2 more pieces I'd like to show you. You ready? Okay. This next one is a double chain, and let's see here. For some reason the clasp isn't closed at the moment. There we are. So this is again a double chain. It's a waterfall style necklace, and it's comprised of 2 small V's, and these are synthetic cubic zirconium or some other sort of synthetic diamond type. I would have to look up, I don't recall, but it is very pretty still nonetheless. And since it is a more casual pendant, something you could wear to the beach or out to dinner, or just with a winter outfit, it would look really beautiful on top of a deep red scarf or anything like that. This piece, I think, is perfect the way that it is because it has a lot of style going for it and interest. And since it has those 2 layers, it has a sort of, layered jewelry look that's very popular right now, without actually having to buy 2 separate necklaces. So it keeps things neat on the body, despite the fact that it has that layered look. You don't think that's up their alley? Okay, that's fine. The last thing that I have is really simple, but it's very different from what we've seen, and it's also in the gold family. This is a simple collar style necklace. There are a number of ways in which to wear something like this. It has a very interesting clasp with a part that flips and locks into a little piece of metal, and then it also has the clasping part, so it's a 2-step, but that really ensures that it's not going to fall off, which is important because this one's a little pricier, but again, it goes very well with a lot of different moods and attitudes and styles. So I think that the reason why I wanted to pull this one for you specifically is because I think it offers a lot of different possibilities, and it's simple, which means that it will be a timeless piece for many years to come. So it's something that I think would be worn again and again. You can dress it up and wear it to a really nice function out on the town, or it's got that sort of warrior princess vibe about it too. So you can have a day where you're feeling strong and empowered, and I think that this collar style really goes well with that domineering attitude and just feeling really confident. And I think that's the one thing I would say about this piece overall is that it invokes a lot of confidence no matter when you're wearing it or how you're wearing it. So I think I would definitely recommend considering this one. In addition, if you're already set on another piece, you don't have to get this one, but I really do think that this is sort of the magical one-size-fits-all sort of necklace, and I think it's a safe choice if you're really not sure too. Yeah, you can hold it. It feels really nice, right? It's very smooth. Thank you. Okay. So what did you think about these choices overall? Yes, so the ones that you had me set aside were this lovely pearl and silver with those cool gray tones in some of the beads. This is again a 3-tiered necklace, so it drapes very beautifully and has a lot of visual interest to it since it is sort of stacked down the neck. Okay. You still really like this one? I do too. I think that honestly it's just one of, like I said, the most versatile pieces that we have in our shop, and can be worn in so many different ways and look pretty. And it's not too loud, but it still makes a really lovely statement. So I think this is good for all sorts of jewelry wearers, be they more bold or a little more reserved. So you want to stick with this one? Absolutely. And then the other one that you had chosen was this 2-drop pendant with the heart and the little diamond cluster ball. Yep, there it is. Okay, absolutely. So you're thinking you want to go with the collar instead? I think that's a really excellent choice, and I didn't mean to be so overly persuasive about it, but I really do think that this piece is just a perfect gift piece, and that's why I sort of always throw it in there when somebody is not quite sure what they're looking for. I think that it has an incredible amount of charm for being something so simple, and the fact that you can use it in so many different ways is just the selling point that everybody's looking for. So, and again, everything is refundable and returnable, so in the event that you get these to their designated new owners and they're not as convinced or sold on either piece, you are more than welcome to bring the piece back or come back with the recipient and select something else. We can apply any money that you spend today towards an exchange if you're not going to get it refunded. Yes, and we'll do that all very discreetly so that they don't find out about pricing. Yes, luckily nothing is marked, so all of it's done behind the counter, and we can keep an eye on that. Okay. Alright, great. Well, I'm going to pull out my cleaning cloth here and give these a nice shine for you. Do you have plans for the rest of the day? I'm gonna go home and sleep. I like that. I'm a little hungry, so I'll probably make some food and hang out for a little to digest, but then my plan is exactly the same. Lots of sleep. Okay. Beautiful. I think that they're really going to love these pieces, though. I don't think you're going to have any trouble. You don't either. Good. Do you ever wear any jewelry yourself? I see. That's understandable. Ironically, I don't wear much jewelry, but I think that makes me a better salesperson because I can speak for other people like me. You know, it's always much easier to buy something for someone who wears a lot of jewelry or tends to really like a lot of jewelry. But when you're buying for someone who's maybe a little more conservative or just doesn't wear as much jewelry, it can be a little more difficult. So that's why I enjoy what I do. I'm just going to put this in this nice black box if that's okay with you. Yeah. Save you the trouble of having to gift wrap. Okay. And I'll grab another for our color. Yes, the cleaning cloths will be already in there underneath the tissue paper and the present. Okay. Alright. Okay. So here are those for you. Good. Okay. Is there anything else that I can help you with today, or had any other questions? Yes, the blue one. Yeah. This one is actually only $15. And I think that, again, it's really nice casual look, but it still has enough elegance because of the bead style that it's emulating, that it can be dressed up. So this is something that I personally really, really like, and I think that it's good for year-round as well. That silvery blue color, and here it is again. It's good for Christmas time, you know, snow. It looks really beautiful with a winter outfit, but it also is very complimentary of the cranberry and brown colors that we get in fall. Orange colors go nicely with it as well. And in the summertime, it's so light that it's really nice for wearing out at night. Might not be much of a daytime summer necklace depending on your wardrobe, but I do think that this one is all seasons, easy, something that would be appropriate in a number of different situations. You want to add this one? Sure, yeah. I'm surprised, but I'm happy. That's awesome. I think this is really a knockout necklace, and it does a lot of favors for the wearer. Yes, the one thing you have to make sure of though is, since this is not a true pearl necklace, it can get a little musty if you don't clean it often. It gets that sort of metallic smell, which some people really like, but other people cannot stand. So again, I would just recommend making sure you use those cleaning cloths. And if it happens to get really dirty for any reason, this one you can actually just soak in a solution of dish detergent, like something mild like Dawn, and hot water, and just sort of dip it in there, rinse it around a little bit in the hot water, and then make sure you thoroughly dry it. You can lay it out to dry after you pat it dry, and that should remove any gunk or odor or any sort of natural wear and tear, since this is a more daily sort of wear necklace. Yeah, I think that's really another great feature, because when you're wearing something every day, you know, there's always a chance that it's going to get in some way smushed up, or something might get on it. And we also, some people wear perfumes and different sort of smells that they put on the body that can, products, you know, that can rub off onto the beads. And since these are so pretty, we want to just make sure that we keep them nice and clean. So that would be the way to handle that. Yeah. Let me see here. Okay. Get another. Put a little bow on top of this one as well. There you go. Put it with your others. Okay. Okay, and were you ready to check out? Okay, excellent. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, so we got the one pearl, the casual, and the collar. Okay, your total is here on the screen. Okay. Yeah, I gave you a little 10% bonus because I've really enjoyed working with you. Yeah, you're welcome. No, I really appreciate it. It's been a slow day and we're at the end, so it's really nice to wind down with a friendly customer. Okay. And did you want me to enter your information into our system for the warranties? Yes, so I should have probably mentioned this earlier. Our store provides the warranties because some of our pieces are, you know, as I mentioned, more antique and acquired. Not all of it is brand new manufactured stuff. So if there is a manufacturer warranty, we'll match or beat it. But everything has a 2-year flat rate warranty outside of that. So in the event that something breaks, you lose a bead, anything becomes damaged that's not clearly, you know, self-inflicted, then we will replace that with no questions. And we're usually pretty flexible on that too. So I will say once you have it serviced and fixed once, you cannot return it at that point. The return policy is 120 days. So you have quite some time, yeah. Yes, but if they do happen to damage it after they receive it and then bring it in for service, that will then void the 120-day refund. It's fair, I think, yeah. It's a pretty generous window anyway. Okay. So I'll just need your name and email address. And I would recommend putting it under your information first and then maybe forwarding it to your recipients after the fact, because the initial sign up will just send you a quick email saying that you're signed up, and then you won't hear anything ever until, if ever, you have a service. Okay. Yeah, and it will email you the whole warranty, all the instructions and everything. Okay. Okay, so what's your name? Pretty. And last name? Okay. Okay. And what's that email address? Okay. Alright. Okay. You can and go ahead and insert your card. I'm not a fan of the chip reader either. I think it takes a while, and I'm still not convinced that it's being any more secure than my pin, but we had to update. Okay, sorry. Okay, you can go ahead and remove it, and then just use your finger to sign on the screen. Okay. Okay. All right, that email should be sent to you. Is there anything else I can help you with today? Okay. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Definitely made the end of my evening much more pleasant. And I hope that you enjoy that sleep you're headed for and that your recipients love your gifts. And they should be very thankful that you're willing to spend so much time picking something out for them. So, okay. Well, I hope to see you again sometime, maybe for a more personal purchase for yourself, or if not, then another gift I'd be happy to help with. Okay. All right. Thank you again. Have a good day.